Okay, so we're gonna actually finally be pulling the trigger here and rolling for Tiamat. I have not rolled on any of the summer banners yet, but this one was the one I was waiting on to see, you know, how did she perform? And I figured, let's go ahead and let's finally pull the trigger here and go after her. I do also like Miss Crane, so I feel like this is a particularly good banner. But at the end of the day, it's not a banner that anybody should feel obligated that they have to roll. Just some really, really nice stuff here in this particular one in terms of gameplay. Now, there went the paid single. We'll also do some tickets here to begin, and we already did our story roll right before this, so we'll just be getting the ball rolling here real fast. But chat was just asking me about, you know, like, hey, do I plan to roll some of the other units now looking back? And I think, like, to a degree, I looked at, like, say the first banner there and I said Summer Passionate. She's really, really strong single target saber. I think she's going to be kind of redonkulous in the future to come. But I kind of just said, hey, I don't actually need this to a large degree. And if, you know, like, I think I could use maybe a stronger single target saber, but I said, if I'm going to do that, I'm probably going to, like, buff up one of the saber faces. So it's maybe not, like, the best idea for me to do it. Then from there, I kind of looked at banner number 2 and I said, I like Shiki. Shiki's a fantastic character, but I looked at the way she functions and I think she's a strong unit. I think I like the way that she's kind of like Ptolemy and the fact that she can shift what her NP does. And I like that in comparison to Ptolemy and Melisande, it is not tied to your, you know, Ascension form. So that is a really, really nice thing to me. But I think personally, looking at that Shiki is actually not comparably that strong to some of the other Moon Cancers. And I have a very robust seal on my JP account and an NP2 Arcuid. So unless I went deep on that banner, it was highly unlikely that Shiki was going to outpace the units I already had. So that will probably be a check it out when it comes to an A roll for me. And then banner number 3 here, Tiamat is just kind of absurd at this point, both in terms of what she allows and enables, and in terms of just her kind of being a little bit of a new, like, sort of design for a quick system. And I like that. I like seeing the devs take a little bit more of chances. This also is, and you know, we were talking about it before, like the idea that quick units are maybe a lot more like dependent on the individual damage dealers. I think Tiamat is proving the exact opposite. I think Tiamat is actually proving that that mentality has not worked too well, and there's a reason why a lot of people don't roll quick units and still have a negative bias towards quick. Me personally, I've always felt like quick is better than a lot of the community gives it credit for, but I will also say that at the end of the day, I feel like quick definitely still needed some options. It needed some new capabilities. I like the fact that we're getting a new support here with this banner, and I think this is actually going to help quick out quite a bit, because for a long time quick has felt tethered to Buster and as like sort of an also ran type of card to help it out. And now we're seeing, hey, maybe we're going to expand as well to arts, and that's going to broaden its horizons. That's going to make it a more adaptable system overall, and I think that's good. I think that's what quick needed. I think quick was becoming very, very rigid in how it had to function, and yeah, there were some interesting things you could do with individual units, but when I look at these sorts of things, I'm looking at the macro system overall, not like, oh, but Khad, this one unit pops off really well, clearly the solution is individual units. And I'm like, no, because you still have a lot of old quick units that do not have some of these new, more power creepy quality of life aspects and skills that allow them to just pop off so hard. So I think looking at that, this sort of thing will actually help revitalize some of the older quick units, and I think this will actually be good. I think this will just give us more options and make quick a more flexible system. But Khadroth drops OP. Khadroth drop's really nice. I saw people for a while that were trying to say the Khadroth drop was like a replacement for Scotty, and I have never ascribed to that mentality. I've never thought that to be the case. A lot of that is dependent on crit RNG, and a lot of that's dependent on there being another Sakura face in the composition. So to me, I'm like, no, I never really saw that. Khadroth is a strong unit in her own right, though, and functioning alongside other supports, yeah, she could just be absolutely absurd, including alongside another Khadroth. It'll be interesting when Archer Grand comes around. Yes, interesting. I did like, at least with the extra classes, that they let us choose between single target and AoE, so it didn't feel like you were penalized if you picked like one type over the other. Because I felt like, you know, the first couple ones, it was like, oh, it's a single target clear, and then suddenly with Lancer we got an AoE one, and then now we've also gotten more AoE ones, and it really feels like they're trying to make it where you almost have to combine an AoE with a single target. So you have to go wide, then up, then tall, right? And then the problem with that becomes that you end up in this scenario where it's like, okay, I have the Grand that I chose, but I need somebody else of the other type. And it makes you beholden on your friends. I don't think it's necessarily bad, but I like the fact that it's like, oh, now I can just do it under my own power and I don't have to worry about the RNG of like the perfect counter unit showing up on the friends list. Rider and Archer haven't come out yet. Yeah, we still have Rider, Archer, Assassin, and Caster, I believe. Wider, tall, we sieve now. That is actually where I get the terminology from. Building wide, which is spamming a bunch of cities, versus building tall, which is doing just a bunch of, a handful of really like developed cities. But yes, that is where I get that terminology from. It's hilarious that it's stuck with me all these years. And if you ever hear me talk about Rexing, that also comes from Civ 5. It's the idea of rapid expansion, aka Rexing, and it's basically just spamming cities, and it was the meta in Civ 5 for a while. Have you watched that anime based off the Civ 4 mod? No, I don't think I have. All right, this is going to be the last ticket here. Not gonna lie, if the Archer battle is single target, Bao may be meta pick, since she has a QQAAB deck. Yeah, you definitely could see some really, really nice stuff actually with Tiamat in the Archer Grand system, so that'll be really, really nice. How is Summer Miu? Wombat, thank you for the 14 months. Appreciate it, my man. Chat, can we get some love for Wombat? And we're done with the tickets. So Summer Miu is not a bad unit. Summer Miu stacks up pretty nicely against some of the other 4-star Arts Lancers. To me, you go for Summer Miu if you're a big like Miu and Ilya fan, like you're just a big Prillia fan in general. But I think at the end of the day, she's the epitome of a unit that you do not have to have. There are plenty of other like Arts AoE Lancers, so I think like she's good. She stands toe to toe with them, but you have plenty of options there. So if you already have one, you don't have to roll her. Jane will also go ham. Jane will be an interesting one. I missed it. What do you think of Summer Crane? Summer Crane's never going to beat Tiamat, which is kind of hilarious, but Summer Crane is still a really, really good unit. Well, that was fast. No. And I still don't have Summer Crane. So I'm like... Well, summon's over? No. No. Summon's not over. Keep going? Yeah, this is not deep at all. I still have more courts than amounts to a pity. So... Squirtoria jumping for joy right now. Yeah, Squirtoria will be a fun one to use with that. Because Squirtoria, if I remember correctly, has double arts, double quick deck, so she'll work out really, really nice. And that's, again, I think like if you're somebody that has a similar deck to Crane, or sorry, well actually Crane would work. Similar deck to Tiamat, where you're very art-centric or quick-centric or both, you will function really well with Tiamat. And it's gonna be really, really interesting to see some of the things that people do with Tiamat now down the stretch. We don't stop till we feel the pain of the mines. Listen, I felt enough pain having to replace my car here, as well as several things I have to get done on the house. So I think we're good. Still funny to me that is Aoyuki. She has such great range. Tiamat and Dioscuri for the memes? Yeah. What did I do with the old car? I traded it in. I got it traded in on the price of the lease, and it's definitely nice. Loading is a lie. Hey, it's a new CE, right? There you go. There's the 5-star female CE. Summer Lilith. I think it's like, if you start having significant dead time on FGO, I don't think it'll be good for the game. I really think that will hurt the interest in the game overall. So I'm hoping that they hear positive feedback. But if you guys watched the other video I put out, the analysis and summary of the interviews, Mr. Two Love Trouble was kind enough to live translate all of those interviews. That Nasu and Takeuchi interview is so long. But if you watched those videos, you would have heard me talk about that. What the devs are looking at is the clear rate of the final chapter. And then Takeuchi kind of like snuck in there and specified. He's like, well, we'll also look at the clear rate of Ordeal Call 4. We'll look at like how many people are ready to do the final chapter. So please do us all a favor. If you guys are watching this roll video, or if you guys are watching it live or anywhere else, get Ordeal Call 4 done. Do us all that favor, because that is what the devs are actually looking at to determine whether or not people are still interested in the story and people want more content for this game. But you already got Tiamama. I did. Like, I need specification. I was responding to another chat. Come. Okay. But yeah, look, this happens every summer. There's always somebody that's bummed out about it, right? It is what it is. What? Assassin. Huh? What? I can't even like, huh? That's an NP2 spook. She already spooked me earlier this year. That's like the second spook I've gotten of her. Okay. Well, she's probably my best AoE assassin now. Guess I need to go level her up. But punting summer probably meant that they took better units and saved them for the future when they may not be making as much money. I'll be honest with you. I don't think that's a theory, and I don't think that's unique to this summer. I think that's something they've done throughout all of time, since the original summer, right? Like, they have always kept a couple of units in reserve, it felt like. Now, my point is, hey, there's maybe a point where you can start doing some of those other units. Well, that could have been a second Tiamat, man. And this entire time we still haven't seen a 4-star. What is going on? What is going on? What is my 5-star rate? Why do I not get a 4-star? Like, don't get me wrong, it's definitely good. I'm not complaining about the 5-star. I'm more like, how have I gotten 3 5-stars before I've seen a 4-star? I think Tiamat's telling me something. Maybe. It happens, Khad. Don't get me wrong, it definitely does. I've rolled enough to know that it happens. What's weird is this has happened to me like several times in rapid succession. Crane is upset that you said you wanted the older version of her. She's pouting on the throne right now. I guess. I feel like I would get along with Crane really well. Like, realistically, at 70% quick up, chat, you're now buffing as much as Summer Scotty is. Like, because if you guys remember, Summer Scotty has the second skill that also gives quick up. So, you're as good, basically, at that point. Though I wouldn't hate the idea of like replacing the original protagonist and then like you're able to like design your own protagonist or something. That'd be kind of cool. Where it's like now everybody can have their own unique avatar. Make it more customizable, more interactive. Of course, people criticize Shiro for like wanting to be a hero. The people that usually criticize Shiro literally have no morals themselves. They cannot fathom doing anything selflessly. There's a point where I go like, inevitably, I will figure this out. It's only a matter of time. It's like, just so you know, my dad has a car that we basically refer to as the sub, and we say that it is on its return flight from the moon. So chat, feel free to go look up how far the distance is to Earth's moon, and then understand it's about halfway back. I don't know why he doesn't keep it. He should at this point get rid of it because it's definitely an antique. So, in fact, I think my car was only like 4 or 5 years off from being able to be designated. Oh my God. Finally. So, yes. Thank God we at least got out of this with a Miss Crane. The sad part is I kind of want that NP2 of her. Holy crap, a 4-star. What is that? I've never seen it before. What is this 4-star rarity? I thought FGO only had 5 stars and then 3-star and lower. Congratulations, Khad. Thank you. Talking about cars as her catalyst? I doubt it. Because we've been talking about cars for a while. Interesting. I feel like she said something about her being skinny there. Oh God, what's the other rock band that sounds so like Creed and Pearl Jam sound really similar to me at times. I just want a King Arthur Khad audiobook. Oh, nice. That'd be a nice one. Stone Temple Pilots could be in there too. At least STP has a little bit of a different sound, I would argue. I didn't know you were part of Luffy's crew, Khad. Yes. Yes, I am. I understand when it's like Robert Downing Jr., like you can't just get rid of him. That's fine. I agree. But like with stuff like Kang, dude, what the fuck? The debate is so real. I think I already have her at MP5, so that's sadly a rare prism. I'd love more Iron Man, yeah. And I'd say this, even if they replaced Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, I don't think it's the worst thing ever, as long as they get somebody that fits the part. Like, you could even, chat, you could even do, like, spin-offs with it where it's like he's just included in other things. But I hate to say it, I think what wrecked the Marvel Cinematic Universe more than anything is the same thing that's kind of wrecking Hollywood. It's they are having to pay the actors way too much. And it's making the profitability of movies just tank. Or have characters coexist like Peter and Miles. I think you can do that, but I think if you have a character that, like, if two characters are trying to coexist, especially like in the case of Peter and Miles, and they are like similar characters, you have to be very, very careful to give them each like equal billing and to not make one seem like they're like way better than the other, unless there is like a lore justification for it, like a master and an apprentice, right? Like, that I understand. My understanding is, at least of recent portrayals of Peter and Miles, that they keep making Peter look worthless and they keep making Miles look perfect. And I think, like, if you're a fan of Spider-Man, that probably doesn't make you happy. Like, not that people dislike Miles, I think Miles is a great character. But I think, like, when people start noticing this, they start noticing favoritism. And again, it's like if your favorite is the other character, you don't want to see the other character get favoritism. There's no relation between Tony Stark and Riri Williams. So wait, who's Kate then? Because I'm getting confused as you guys are talking about it. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. So they let Peter be happy for about 2 issues and then strip it away. Yeah. All right, chat. I think we're gonna end it here. I didn't want to go like all the way deep. There's definitely like not pity anymore on this, and we have already gotten 3 Tiamats, right, chat? So we'll leave it here for now. I'll think about whether or not I want to go deeper, but I think this is a good stopping point as it's getting late anyway. So, all right. Hey, if you liked the video, make sure to like and subscribe, right? One cent quarts. 2 cent quarts.